Good evening. It is Wine Down Wednesday. Phew. And man, I need this wine down like nobody's business. Today, I will be talking to Shayla Varando from Black Girls Wine, and we will be talking women winemakers. And I am so excited. This is like my third time trying to get her in this space so that we can just talk wine and enjoy ourselves. Of course, she's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but she will be here as soon as she can get logged on. While she's logging on, let me introduce you all to the channel. I'm Dr. Davia. Welcome to Not All the Things. This is a space for success driven women of color where we come together and we talk about work life balance, work life commitments, wellness, and wine. And today is a much needed wine conversation. I do not know about you all, but I have been having a week, maybe 2 weeks. It's just busy, right? Just it's busy with work, it's busy with family, it's busy with life. And what I need, like more than anything, is a moment to sit back and just decompress a little bit. So if that is you, I hope you have a glass of white or a glass of red or bubbles. I have so much stuff to show y'all today. I'm really excited. And I can't wait until Shayla gets here so that we can kind of get started. But if you are new here, let me say welcome and let me ask you to please hit the like button and please think about subscribing. Here she comes. And if you are returning, glad to see you here, glad to have you in this space. And just glad to be with you. So I'm gonna bring Shayla in because she is opening up her bottle, and y'all just need to see all of the fabulousness. So Shayla, it has been a moment me trying to get you here. Let me get you in here and let me find what camera are you on? There you go. Come on.
Hello.
Hello. Let me see. Let me see. Yes, there you are. Hi.
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 Can
Wait, wait,
you
wait.
hear
This is
me
my favorite thing to do.
okay?
I love that applause button. How are you?
I am good. Can you hear me okay?
I can. I can. Let me
Okay.
turn you up a drop. Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Yes, there
Perfect.
you are. It's only been we were supposed to be talking what, dry January?
Yes, dry January, which I don't participate in often, and Lord, the way 2025 has started, that wouldn't work out for me.
Yeah, no. I don't think it's working out for anybody. I don't think I have to say, because I knew we were gonna be trying to have that dry January conversation. I was
Uh-huh.
dry-ish that day. Not even that day, for like 2 weeks. I was like dry-ish, and
Mm-hmm.
the non-alcoholic de-alcohol wines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit. I won't say hooked, but they're worth it. They're worth giving them a try. They are really worth giving them a try, for sure.
I've had a few, and I'm not completely opposed, but I don't drink often. I'm not like a heavy drinker anyway.
Mhm.
So I enjoy wine and enjoy the study and the science and the detail behind how it got in the glass to begin with.
Yes. Yes.
So for me, yeah, I just don't participate. And plus I'm a mom of a toddler, so I just don't even like when I can have a glass, I'm gonna have a glass.
Yes. Go ahead and introduce yourself since you already started. Please let folks know
Yeah.
who you are, all that good
Yes,
stuff.
ma'am. So I am the founder of Black Girls Wine,
Yes.
and Black Girls Wine Society. I founded this brand 9 years ago, which seems like a really long time. I can't even believe it's been almost 10 years. And my whole idea behind this was just to find my people, to find
Yes.
my community, and then from there build this family of wine lovers and encourage
Yes.
more people who look like me to enjoy wine and help them enjoy it more, and help them expand their palate. So that was my whole goal. The society was open from 2019 to 2022. And
Hmm.
during that time, I refilled the glass, I like to say, of thousands of Black women around the world.
Yes.
We ended up having 60 some chapters and just
Wow.
serving so many women and helping them to grow and expand their palates. And so now, since shutting it down, my mission is to
Yes.
continue that journey, that experience, and just helping women find their next favorite wine.
I love it. I love it. I have to tell you, I love to see you on Wednesdays. I'm usually at work going into my final freaking meeting at 4 o'clock. So I can't like have you fully on, but Shayla does what I call a wine afternoon, like Wednesday. And it's at 4 o'clock on IG and she goes live. And you come with the bottles and you kind of open it up and you like really bring us in. And I'm always like, "Oh, what's she gonna have? What's she gonna have?" And I'm like, "Gotta go to the meeting, turn it off." And then when I come back, I'll go back and look. I'm like, "Oh, it's a red. Oh, so I love it." And I think it's refreshing to see you. You bring so much energy and light. I was like, "Yes, I need to talk to her. I need that energy for sure." So I love it. And you introduced me to a ton of Virginia wines, and winers and winemakers, wineries, because you seem to always be highlighting something from down there. So I'm like, oh, we need to get down there. We need to have some wines from there. I love it.
Yes, listen, I we hosted our first, and I say we, but I hosted my first wine retreat here in Virginia last year, and it was such a great experience.
Yes.
One of the attendees described it as, a weekend of indulgence that she never would have had she not come. And that is always my goal. I was like, oh my God, that's so good to hear because that's
Yes.
what I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to feel like. I
Yes.
know as like women, we tend to pour into everybody around us,
Everybody.
rarely refilling our cup as full as it needs to be. And
Yes.
so a weekend with me is about refilling your glass, expanding your palate, and just exploring new worlds of wine.
Love it.
And I want people to explore more of Virginia. Virginia, we've got some really great wines. We've come a long way since Thomas Jefferson planted that first vineyard.
Okay.
Um, and real long way. And so I want people to explore
Yes.
more,
Yes.
and just kind of expand because I know a lot of times when people think about wine regions, they think about Napa
Napa.
Valley, and they think
Napa.
about, sometimes New York or Oregon,
Yep.
Washington, if you are somebody who's well versed in wine. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there are over 300 wineries here in Virginia. And
Wow.
we in our Monticello region, there are a ton of wineries just in that region. So we have our own little Napa Valley here.
Wow.
And so I want everyone to come to Monticello here in Virginia and come see us and try our great wine.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm putting that on my summer list of things to do for sure. For sure. Do you remember the first bottle of wine that you fell in love with, or that was like, oh, okay, I'm really enjoying wine and I have to kind of
Hmm.
like really dig into this. What was it? What was the thing that was like,
If
girl,
I
you
had
need
to
you can
guess, it would probably be Merlot because I had a girlfriend who drank Pinot Grigio, and anytime I would go to her house, she'd be like, pick up a bottle, and that was like kind of my first introduction to wine. I grew up in a dry family.
mm,
Even to this day, like
really?
I don't even bring wine to the holiday dinners, y'all, because ain't nobody gonna drink it.
Really?
Yeah,
Nothing?
Southern Baptists, we're in the Bible Beltway. I've
Yeah,
got a very
yeah.
Baptist family, so nobody drinks. And so my first exposure to wines was really like hanging out with my older friends that I met at work, right? And they're like, "Hey, can you stop and pick up a bottle of wine?" And I'm like, "I don't know what to pick up." And so she'd
Right.
be like, "Oh, Pinot Grigio," and I had that and hated it. And then I had another girlfriend though, she liked red and preferred red. So she'd bring
Right.
her red with her.
Uh-huh.
And I started trying all of the reds that she would bring. And
Mm-hmm.
Merlot was kind of my favorite. And it still is one of my favorite reds.
Oh.
I'm a red girl.
You're
So
right, girl.
yeah.
I saw you open the red. What did you open? What did you
So
bring?
my honey does such a good job. He is an incredible husband. He came home and surprised me with a bottle this weekend.
Oh,
It is a Spanish red
okay.
Syrah, um, by Pablo de Victoria,
Okay.
product of Spain, and it is delicious.
Is it
So,
delicious? What grapes are it? What grapes are in there?
Syrah,
Oh, it's Syrah, straight Syrah?
yeah,
Yes.
delicious.
He's like, yeah. If I sent my husband to get a bottle of something, when I tell you he would come right on back, he would not.
And you know what? I lied. So
Not.
before there was Merlot, there was Lambrusco, and I remember it because you were talking about your husband. So
Yeah.
I had Lambrusco was
Brusco.
what it was before there was Merlot. That's what just my husband is always like, listen to pay attention. He's good that way. When we
Mm,
were dating, he was very good that way,
yes.
and he'd buy me Lambrusco a lot. And so lately, he's been like trying to surprise me with things other than flowers. That's what he's like. I want to do some other than flowers.
Other than flowers.
And so he started off with Lambrusco, and it had been a while actually. And so
Mm-hmm.
he
Mm-hmm.
picked up this Spanish red and brought it this weekend, and I was surprised because he's not a drinker. So I was like,
Right.
"Oh, you listen to me." So I enjoy my reds, especially my Spanish ones,
Oh,
and so
yes. I
he
love the
picked.
Spanish ones.
I trust him. I trust him.
Yes. Well, good. Listen, you are very fortunate. My husband is not a drinker, and he definitely does not stand in the way of me and my stumbling fairies at all. But I am not sure he would be able to pick up anything of quality. He might be like, I got this. How about this? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see who's in the space. Oh, I see one of my stumbling fairies here. Hey, Kristen, let's
Hey,
go. Hey,
Kristen.
Kristen. I know there are other folks here because I can see them, but I didn't see them. Drop a comment in, you all. What are you all drinking? I decided, because we are going to talk about women in wine, to
Yeah.
go ahead and go with, wait, let me see if you can see a little black girl magic, little
Yeah.
Riesling.
I enjoy their
Yeah,
Riesling.
I have never had their Riesling before. You see, I've had quite a bit. But it is
And I know
light,
they kind of
it's
so.
sweet, it's cool. And when I tell you I needed all of that, oh my God.
I'm trying to share
Yes.
it with blank.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, who else is here? Gina. Yes. Gina, what are you having? We are enjoying a little wine with you. What are you having? What's in your
Yes.
glass today? Is it a woman winemaker? What is in your glass today? The other thing I did is I went to Total Wine just to mess with them a little bit. And
Uh-huh.
I said, um, do you all have a list of your women um, winemakers? And when I tell you, homeboy looked at me, he was like, oh, what do you mean? I said, what do I mean? He
What do you
said,
mean?
I mean, I don't have an end cap. I said, well, you should have an end cap. I said, this is Women's History Month. He was like, yeah, we used to do that. But we don't. But when I tell you he started like digging and he said, okay, well, how about the McBride sisters? I said, I got the McBride sisters. I got that. I said, give me somebody else to go with. And he was like, well, let me see what I have. So then he couldn't, he was still thinking. And then he said, well, you could get the little Mary J. Blige one. You could get the Sauvignon Blanc
Have
from
you
her.
tried it? Have you had
I
it?
have not opened it. I just chilled it. I haven't. A lot of her stuff is a little bit too sweet for me, and I love sweet.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that Sauvignon Blanc is. Um, and
Mm.
then I got a. I don't know if you know this. I don't know this sister, but she is from Santa Barbara. A crow, I think. Let me get it in the camera so you can see it.
Burrata.
A
I
Verada.
don't know.
Yeah, it's a Pinot Noir. I got this because I know my girlfriend. Oh, she's here, Alex, who is another stumbling fairy. She loves Pinot Noir. So I was like, well, if I buy this bottle, yes, Tempranillo, yes,
Yo, okay.
yes, yes. These are my drinking buddies, and these are my stumbling fairies. We make wine together, so I knew they would be. I knew they would be
Stumbling
in the house.
Fairies is so cute.
Yes, we are and this is our Chilean Malbec. I think this is the last one. I was gonna try and figure out how to send it to you.
I love it.
Yeah,
Oh my
this
god.
is
I'm just very fascinated that you are making wine and I need to be in on this process. I think this is so cool.
oh my gosh, we've been doing it like maybe like 10 years now. And
That's
the
amazing.
grapes come from like Lodi. They also come from Chile. There are also some South African grapes that come, and we should talk about your trip. Is your trip still happening? Please say it is.
No.
Okay, can we do something in Virginia then? Can we make it?
Everybody has been inquiring about doing something like I inquired of whether or not it should be a meetup because somebody else mentioned doing something in Virginia.
Okay, I'm
So
just gonna
we'll
put
see.
that out there. I'm
Um,
just gonna put
but
that.
I,
You ain't gotta answer
yeah,
on
like
tape
I'm like,
and
I'll
be
see,
held
we'll
to it.
see. Yeah,
Um,
my plate is very full, and we
girl,
ended up um
girl.
just kind of shifting some things around. But between the jewelry brand and the day job of being the COO at the Black Girl Social Club, my plate is like extremely full. So
Extremely full. I get it. Well, if you plan a meetup and you let us know, we will absolutely meet up. I have to laugh. I have got to show first of all, wait a minute. Let me go back. There is Buenos watching from Atlanta with my glass of rosé. Yes, good for
yes,
you.
we love a good glass of
Yes,
rosé.
I you know what? I bought a Black Girls Magic Rosé also while I was there. I think I picked up like 4 bottles yesterday just because I was like, "Why not? I'm not gonna drink them all on the same
Sometimes you
day, but might as well have them." And then yes, those those are our feet on at the shore, yes.
oh,
On
I love
yeah,
that.
on our, um these are all of our 5 feet, and what I love is that we're all from different nationalities and cultures. So, the Latina,
Oh, yes,
African American, Italian, and Asian American. And so these are my 5 stumbling fairies, and we have been doing this for a while, and it has been great. I actually won some kind of I don't know what it was. I won some like gift certificate where you could go and make wine, and I didn't know what it was, and so I just kind of went to the place and I was like, what is this going to be? And we had a wine taste. Actually, it was a wine tasting. And from the
Mhm.
wine tasting, they make the pitch after, oh, if you want to get in. And I was like, well, what does it mean to get in? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And so they were like, well, you'll be able to taste and what you like. You can then, that grape will come in and you'll go through the process of it. And then it will go into a barrel. And at the end of the 9 months, I was like, wait, 9 months? It takes 9 months. It's like pretty much like a baby. You'll be able to bottle. And we have been doing it ever since. And I think my first bottle was Merlot, actually, that I went to. So it was
I
great.
love that. Hey,
Yeah.
looks like he's watching live. Look, I pulled it up so I could see the comments
Oh,
just for
good, good. I'm so glad. Yes, we got some folks watching live. Yes. Yes. Oh, here, my husband. Your husband, who's a great guy. He mentioned you had great wine the last time you took him out. Okay. Okay, babe. I'm gonna let you have that one for sure. Yes. Nice. Oh, yes. There is a lot of traveling for wine. So I'm just gonna go back to if you decide to do a meetup, we can meet
We'll
up.
see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep you posted, Alexandra. I will let you know. It takes a lot of moving parts and a lot of planning.
Listen, don't
So,
don't do any of that heavy lifting. Just say I'm going to be at this vineyard this weekend. You all want to come, and we'll see who shows up.
oh, that's a good
Don't make it
idea.
don't make it heavy. Make it light.
Feel very.
Make
I
it
like.
very chill. Make it very, very
I could
chill.
do that. I could
Y-
do that.
You can do that. You can just pick your 2 or 3 places that you know are good with you and say, here's what, and we'll do the rest on our own. We'll get in the car or we'll take the train. Maybe we'll train it so we can have some real fun. And then just stay for a weekend and go on home. You ain't got to do nothing but just say, I'm going to be here on this day and I'm going to be here on that day. We'll do the rest. We will do the rest. Hey, Dorothy, watching live. How are you? Glad to have you. What are you drinking? What's in your glass? Let us know. So, tell me what's currently on your wine shelf. What's on your shelf? And why is
Ooh.
it a must try?
So I'm gonna tell you something.
Mm.
Most of the time, I tend to keep my wines on the shelf that I'm like really excited about, but like want to hold on to for like a special occasion. So a lot of them I haven't had. I am somebody who I'm gonna drink it if I got it and I like it, but some things I will like save. So, for
Mm.
example, I just opened the wine I had last week was a Petite Manseng,
Okay.
and it was by a winemaker. Petite Manseng grows exceptionally well in Virginia. So if you are a white wine lover,
Yes.
get down here and get you a Petite Manseng.
You
Okay,
talk about it all the time.
I do, and
You do. And I've never
it's like
had
the
it. I've never
one
had
white.
it.
Listen, it's like the one white wine that I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody has to have it.
Right.
So we I opened it last week, and I do actually have a couple more bottles by some other winemakers here in
Mhm.
Virginia.
Mhm.
But I decided to open that one because I was like, this is like a treat for me. I really want it.
I need this.
And so I opened it. I'm like, I need this. And then let's see, I have two of them. My wine shelf in here. Oh, I've got some of Cedric the Entertainer's wine, Seta.
No, you
Um,
don't. Let me see what the bottle looks like. Show us what the
I
bottle looks like.
enjoy
Although
Seta.
he's not a woman, I'm gonna let you show it.
Well, okay, he's not a woman, but it is named after his mother.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so he pays homage to his mother with the design, with the inspiration of the wine, the grapes that he chooses, everything. So this is Seta. This is the red, and it's made by Smith Devereaux Wines. I
Okay.
probably have bottles of Smith Devereaux. Smith Devereaux is one of my favorite winemakers. His name is Ian. Ian
Okay.
Devereaux
Even
of
the endeavor.
Smith Devereaux, but he is the maker of this wine, and it's really good.
Okay.
Let me see what else I have. Oh my goodness, I've got a Veritas Rosé. Veritas is a
Mm,
vineyard here in Virginia. I enjoy. I have a lot of Virginia wine.
I know you do. That's why I'm always like, girl, just tell us where to pop up at and we'll pop up.
Look, yep, I have a lot of Virginia wine. So Veritas, I've got a sparkling rosé, and actually, I'm gonna leave this one out because it needs to go in my fridge. I have a
Okay.
wine fridge. It needs to go in my wine fridge. Uh, I've got a few sparklings that need to go in there. Let's see what the other
Ooh.
one is, guys. This one is a Blanc de Blanc. So
I
it's a
have a
French white, French sparkling white. So I probably equally love French and bubbles the same. So
mm,
yeah.
nice.
This is French white, and of course, Blanc de Blanc means white of white,
White
guys,
of
and that
white.
means 100% Chardonnay grapes that were used to make the sparkling wine. So those
Ooh.
are the big ones. I've got look so many more Virginia wines over here that I'm looking at like, man, yes, home team. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. Are there any particular winemakers, women
Mhm.
winemakers that you're into right now that might either be on your wine shelf or that you've had before? Because you did a live, I don't know how long ago it was, and you listed a few. Let me see. I think I kind of captured some of their
Yeah,
names.
I mean, I just recently also featured a bunch of women winemakers. Shoe Crazy is amazing. I have not had the chance to try the Domaine curry yet, but they did send me a PR package, and so I'm looking forward to trying their wines.
Yes.
I haven't had Violet Paradise yet, but I have tried wine by this winemaker. She's amazing. She was the first Black woman to, I believe, be I don't want to say it wrong, but she one of the big bosses at the vineyard.
Oh,
Um, and it was for one of the really big winemakers in our country, and
mm,
she was the Black woman to do that. So she is making her own wines. And that's what
nice.
Violet's Paradise is. Housley Napa's good. They were a partner of Black Girls Wine Society, and of course we
Mm-hmm.
know that is Tamara Mari
Yes.
Housley,
Mm-hmm.
who's making wine with her husband.
Yes.
So yeah, those are like really the big ones. I listen. I have mom brain. For all of you who have a kid under 5, you already know I have mom brain. So not
Listen,
always.
You crack me up because you say you have mom brain and I have menopause brain, and so those two opposite edges will do you in. Will do you
We ain't even
in.
gonna talk about menopause because my doctor just confirmed that I am perimenopausal. So
No, you don't want it.
listen, who you telling? I'm hot and I'm
You
sitting here. I am
you
hot and I'm sitting still.
you don't
Okay.
listen. It made me not be able to enjoy my red wine when I first realized what was going on because I would be as soon as I took a sip, I was hot on the
Mhm.
inside. Oh, this the comments are blowing up. Let's see what we got here.
We got the Black Girl Social team in the house. Yes,
Yes.
glad to
Yes.
catch
Oh, we need to get a
up.
class and catch up. Okay. Be social. Yes. Yes. Everyone says to enjoy that treat. Whatever you opened up, it's a treat. Yes. Yes. Something not heavy. Yes. We'll bring our glass. Hmm. Oh, yes, Alex. Oh, Alexandra
Okay.
said, how do you pronounce that?
What?
Viognier? No.
Viognier?
Viognier.
Yeah, Viognier
I
grows
don't think
well
I've
here.
ever had. Have I had that?
Probably. Viognier is a pretty so unlike petite manseng does not grow well everywhere. That is one that is very common in Virginia. But
Mm.
Viognier, you can get some California Viognier. You can
Oh.
probably find some uh from New York, some of the wine regions in New York.
Oh, okay.
I believe Viognier grows well in climates that also have some cool weather. I believe. I could be wrong. I
Okay.
studied for that test a long time ago. But I believe Viognier is one of those like kind of weird white grapes where it's like it don't need a whole bunch of sun. It needs a balance.
It needs a balance.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think
Balance
it
is
grows
good.
really well on like vineyards in California that are like tend to be in a mountainous region. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a cooling in the morning, and as the sun rises, it
Mm-hmm.
gets the sun. So
Oh,
not to get too technical. Look, not to get too technical.
get technical. Listen, that's what this is about. Get technical. We're all with well, listen, we're about all of it. We love to expose. I mean, I expose folks to new wines, but also be able to have a conversation and not feel intimidated, right?
Yeah.
I- I'm willing to ask and say, well, how do you say that, and what does that mean, and what does it taste like, or and I know people's taste buds are different, so it may taste
Yeah.
different for me, but what is it like and where does it grow? I think it's great to know. Hey, C
Mhm.
says, hey ladies. Hey C with
Hey,
the Chanel bag. Okay, girl.
girl.
I see you. I'll
Dorothy
tell
said
you
she will
what.
try new wines when she goes out to eat because of BGW.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
put that up there. I'm
Thank
trying
you.
new
Look, I was
wines
so
when I
happy to
go out.
hear that.
That is awesome. The whole point of all of this is that people feel more comfortable and just try some things. If once you learn your flavor palette, then it's easier. But even when you don't know, it's like, okay, I'm going to try something.
Yep.
So tell me, what's one wine you always keep stocked because it's your go to, either for celebrations or relaxation? What's always either on your shelf or you're going to get it? What's the one?
Definitely petite manseng if it's a white. And probably I like to keep rosé in the house
Okay.
because it tends to be even if somebody's like, oh, I like to keep a sparkling rosé or either a
Mm,
soft, still rosé that's really soft on the palate
mm-hmm,
because I'm not a sweet drinker, so I don't keep sweet wine in the house. Like if
mm.
somebody's coming over and I know they only drink sweet, then I'll just get them a bottle of something sweet. But I don't drink it. So if for some reason somebody comes over and I couldn't prepare ahead of time, rosé can be very palate friendly.
Mm,
Um, if someone is, just kind of new to wine, they haven't
sure.
quite started growing their palate yet. And
Yes.
then definitely always a sparkling wine. I love sparkling wines as well. So sparklings and reds are kind of my go-to. So if you're a wine lover, like you'll drink anything, oh baby, I always got something in stock.
I
Always.
love it. I love it. I
So
love it. Well, I love the
you
fact that
know they can count on me for great wine.
great wine. That red is sounding so good. I hear you pouring and it makes me want to pour.
It is
And my
really good. So if you are just joining, this
yes.
is Pablo de Victoria. It is a red Syrah.
Mm.
And it's made with organic grapes. It's a Spanish wine. I don't know where my husband got it, but if he picked it up, it was probably from the ABC store, so you probably can find it at your local retailer.
Yes. Yes. And Be Social Executive said, we love the technical. Bring that on. We continue to love the technical. I agree. I think the technical helps us so that we feel more mature. I love to go places and someone says, oh, what would you like? I'm like, oh, well, let me see what you got. What do you recommend? And then we start talking. And my husband's like, oh, here she goes. I was like, that's right. Down the rabbit hole. Like, can I try that?
Yes.
Can I try that? Can I smell that? I know it's so terrible. I'm like, can I smell that? Maybe I like it. So
Listen, can I get my taste? And then
can I get my
look,
taste?
they
And
pour
then
you
I'll
your
make a
taste.
decision. Be like, exactly.
See
Mm.
if I get it on his nose. Look, yeah. I try to, my goal as I've grown my palate and grown this platform and this community over the
Mm-hmm.
years is to still always remain very relatable. Like,
Yes.
there are enough people in the wine industry who are creating content that is super, super technical. And that's
Mm-hmm.
never been my goal. Like, I want to share information.
Right.
I don't even want to say knowledge. I want to share information, even though I may have a more extensive knowledge. I personally, if you're new to wine, I don't see how that will um it doesn't always enlighten the experience if you're new to it. And so I want to
Right.
make it feel very welcoming and
Right.
very, hey, she makes it sound really, really good. There you go. Look, I want to make it relatable. I want to make it fun. Like, the wine I had last week really reminded me of like a pineapple candy, right? It's not
Mm.
sweet, flavor was there.
Mm-hmm.
And that you get that a lot with Petit Manseng. And so when I'm describing it, I try to relate it to things that we've all had or things that we've all tried. You will hear somebody, at least here in the South, I don't know about everywhere, but we used to drink water out the water hose because grandma was not letting us in and out of the house, right? And so sometimes you may have a white wine that kind of has some of those notes, right? And
Mm.
and
Mm.
instead of the technical terms, I will say that you remember
Right.
drinking water out of grandma's water hose. You're gonna pick a little note, a little bit of a note of that, right?
Yes.
Um, and that could be just there are the technical word for it, and it's slipping my mind, but the technical word for it, most people don't know.
Right.
So I always try to make it relatable and fun. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you this knowledge too, though.
But you know what? The idea that you are using relatable terms makes the technical more palatable, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
that's good. Okay.
Right? It does. Because the more you connect and you say, I heard you say something tastes like sour apple candy or that sour apple Jolly Ranch. And I was like, oh my God, I
Yes.
know exactly what that's like. As soon as you said it, I was like, ooh, wow.
Yes. But you remember
Okay.
how much you enjoyed it as a kid, right? So you're like,
Yes.
okay, I gotta try this wine because I've had the candy and loved it. And that's always
Loved
my
it.
goal. Like,
Loved
me
it.
telling you limestone. Limestone is the word. So as a kid, you don't know that
Yes.
when you're drinking out of the water fountain is limestone. You
Yes.
don't know what that is.
Right.
But that's the
Oh,
wine term for it. But
oh yeah.
it makes it more relatable when I'm like, hey, instead of saying there are notes of limestone, I'm like, girl, you remember drinking out that water hose? That's what this is.
That's exactly what it
And
that's
so that's always my goal, right?
I
Like,
love it.
this tastes like cherry Robitussin,
Ooh,
but it's good though. It's giving cherry Robitussin, but not without that
but
nasty aftertaste.
I was about to say, because you know Cherry Robitussin is
It was not. It's not.
it's what's after you swallow, you're like, what was that?
And so, but what that'll tell you though, so when it comes to, I get the question a lot, like, once I open my wine, how long does it last?
Yes.
So there's a general rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
But wine, if you leave it in the fridge for longer than 7 days, starts to taste like vinegar. If you don't want this to start actually tasting like cherry Robitussin, you need to drink it. Don't leave it in the fridge for a week.
Don't do that. Don't
Don't
leave
do
it.
that.
That's
That,
funny.
and it also has that note of cherry Robitussin because it's been in the fridge. It's too cold.
Mm. Do you
It
like
needs
your reds? Do you like your reds in the fridge? Do you do that?
no,
You
no.
don't.
It was only in the fridge because I opened this bottle. It was
Okay.
already open. Yeah,
Okay. So once you open, you usually put it in
you
the
have to
fridge?
if you want it to last. Yeah.
Ooh, knowledge drop. Knowledge
Yeah.
drop right there.
If
If you
you want your red, so if you want to extend the life of your wine after you've opened it, you want to put it in the fridge. Now, the rule of thumb is that after about 5 to 7 days, it's probably trash anyway.
right.
But um, if you want it to last to 5 to 7 days, then you're gonna put it in the fridge. And so the wine is put in a glass. Let me see, what is this? A 2017, right? So
Oof.
that means these grapes in this bottle were harvested in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were harvested, they did the whole process. It went in a barrel and then eventually it got bottled. So it has been in this bottle, trapped. We don't know how long,
Right.
right?
Right.
So ideally, if you put it in the fridge, the wine stays tight. And what that
Right.
just means is that it hasn't had a chance to open up and really show its beauty. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wine is not shy, but you have to give it a chance to show off. And
Yes.
so the stage for wine is putting it in your glass or putting it in an aerator and giving it a chance to warm up.
I love it. I
So
love that wine is not shy.
yeah, wine isn't shy, but you
Yes.
gotta give her a chance. She gotta warm up,
You got to
right?
warm up.
So when you see people swirling their glass, when you see people using a decanter, it's kind of like the foreplay for the wine. And by the time you get ready to drink it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is good," right?
Mm,
And it's a totally different experience than when you
mm,
drink it right out of the bottle, right out of the
mm.
fridge, or
Nice.
from it being sealed. And that applies to both whites and reds. What you taste when it's cool is
Right.
gonna be completely different than what you taste when it has had a chance to warm up and to breathe
Mm,
and for the oxygen to get to it and for it to really open up.
mm. So, would you suggest people open their bottle, especially of red, pour their red, and then let the air let it breathe? Just let it breathe a little
Absolutely.
bit.
And sip it right out of the bottle. Cause then you will really be able to start. Listen, the rule of thumb
No.
is you pour glasses. Okay. This is a rule. All right. You're
Okay.
gonna pour a glass for now and pour a glass for later.
Listen, you don't got to say that twice. You don't have
Yep.
to say that twice. Pour now and pour later, two
Yep.
glasses.
Yep.
I'm just going to do a shout out to Tia. If you are listening, all you needed to hear was to pour two glasses at once. Pour
Yep.
now and pour later. I
That's
love
it.
that idea. Yes. And
And
I'm
then
going
it
to,
gives you a chance. So a lot of times when people think like, oh, how do I become more versed in wine and expand my palate? And it starts with like little stuff like that. If
yeah.
you go back and watch my Facebook videos from 2018, yeah,
Yes.
I've been going live reviewing wine since January 2018. It's been years.
Yes.
And if you go back and watch those first videos, there are wines that I've tried that I'm like, that now I will be like, oh, this is fantastic, right? Because I've given my palate a chance to grow. I have a completely
Yes.
different palate. And so that's where you start. You pour the two glasses and taste it when you've had it in the fridge, and then taste the other one 30 minutes later. And
Mm,
it's almost like you're having two completely different wines, but that's because she had a chance to warm up. She
mm.
got to warm up, right?
She had to warm up.
Listen, she got to warm up. Whereas the
Listen.
other one, you jump right in. No warm up.
And you know what? We know that when you jump right in, it never works out. It
What is this?
never
Same.
works out when you
It's just
jump
the
right
same.
in.
Never works out.
I love it. I love it. Yes, Kristen, learning so much. Yes.
Yay!
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Learning so much. I am me too. Absolutely learning so much. So here's a fun question. If
Okay.
you could share a bottle of wine with
Hmm.
some historical black woman, who would it be and why?
Maya
Who would you like
Angelou.
to have a glass with?
Definitely Maya Angelou for me.
Ooh, yes.
I was a writer. That was my major in high school. And I love her work, but more than anything, I really appreciate a really, really smart black woman.
Mm,
And
come on and say
I
it.
have surrounded myself in my lifetime with really, really smart black women. And I just have a great appreciation for people whose brains work differently. And hers definitely was one of those that worked differently. And I feel like
Yes.
to have a whole bottle, I like her question because you
Okay.
need more than a glass
That's right.
to
It's a bottle. It's a
have
bottle. You can't have a glass with
a
her. You got to have a whole bottle.
have a bottle with Maya, I feel like I would walk away with the knowledge that I need to carry me well into 100. Like,
Mm.
it's
Would you
so smart.
bring would you bring red or white? Well, I know you're gonna say red.
Well, when I think about I know why the cage bird sing,
Uh
I feel like I would almost want to bring a white. I think it needs to be something light.
ah,
I think it
it,
needs to be something refreshing because the
oh,
conversation is going to be heavy.
yes. No
I
red.
want to
Yes.
and
You want to
offset
balance
that.
it.
Yep. So if I'm having a bottle of wine with Maya Angelou, I need that. I need that balance.
Okay. I think that's fair. I
Yeah.
think that's fair. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I'm going to be picking wines differently now. Gina, say more. What's going to be different? What you picking?
I know what inspired you. You got to tell us.
Yes. You have to listen. Do tell. Do tell. Okay. And then Alexandra said, yes. I'm
Yes,
not sure if that's yes for Maya Angelou, that's yes for the 2 glasses of wine, or that's just yes.
yes for all of it. She is
That's
here.
yes for
She's
all
listening.
of it. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. I am going to just go back to just us.
Yeah.
So tell me, is there a wine trend? And I don't know this because I enjoy wine. I drink good wine. I share wines with my friends, but I
Mhm.
can't say that I know if there are wine trends. Are there wine trends that are happening in this 2025, or are folks just doing
So
what they want to do?
it's interesting. Surprisingly, de-alcoholized
I
wines are
knew it.
trending because they're not trending amongst the people who follow me. We're not. I'm not.
Don't please don't hate on it. I want you to try. Do one.
I have
Maybe
quite a few. I mean, I've had quite a few. I've got some partners, and I am not opposed. I think everybody,
it's like I'm not.
everybody has their own journey. I am
Right.
not. I don't drink enough to be
For,
someone who's
for
on.
to need that.
I'm just having grown up that way. It's just I got a whole lot of other things to do on my plate a lot of times than to even begin to be tipsy on any given
Right.
day.
Right.
Surprisingly, I'm a lightweight, and usually people are like very surprised to find that out because I don't drink a lot.
Right.
Um, so I'm not opposed, but currently, definitely the alcohol wines with the pending tariffs on
Yep.
the table and in
Girl.
consideration.
Could we
People
not?
are,
Could we not?
you know,
We were having such a good conversation. Could we not?
but no, this is a tip though. So if you are somebody who wants to explore wines, and kind of take yourself around the world this year, now is the time to buy them before the tariffs are, you know, before anything else gets put into place.
Right.
Uh, so French sparkling wines. If you ever wanted to try some of the big sparkling brands, now's the time
Mm,
to buy a bottle because
mm,
everything's gonna be triple the price here if
mm.
those tariff laws pass. Even the Spanish red, what might have cost my husband $20 may cost him 60 in a couple months of
I
those tariffs, right?
know.
So
I know.
now is the time to go and really start expanding and exploring your palate as far
Mm-hmm.
as wines from around the world.
Mm.
So that's been a big
Mm-hmm.
conversation in the industry. But yeah, de-alcoholized wines are trending amongst those who really it's Gen Z. Is that who's behind
I
millennials?
think that's
Gen
who's
Z.
behind us. I if it's not, well, it might be behind you. Ain't behind me. I think behind. Um,
I'm gonna say, yeah, I think I'm behind you. But
yes, you're
for
behind me. I think they're behind you. I
I don't
think
know who's behind me, but whoever's behind me, they decided they aren't drinking, and
they've decided.
shout out to
Yeah,
them.
I'm not good with them. But you know what I noticed yesterday while I was like running those people around Total Wine?
Oh, Gen Y is behind me. Okay, well then maybe.
Oh,
So it's not so Gen Z.
so then
Okay, so
where's Gen Z? We do this all the time.
this
Thank you, Dorothy.
I have no
I don't know
idea.
where who anybody is. I only know where I
I
am.
don't know. I don't think it's Gen Y. Is Gen Y another silent generation? Because I don't even know. I don't know much about them. But
No,
Gen
I don't
Z.
think they're silent.
Oh, okay. And then
Oh, they're Gen Alphas?
I'm not Y. I'm a millennial.
Oh, you're a millennial?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm
Dorothy
like,
thought you were. That's okay. Nonetheless,
yeah.
okay, there's Z and there's
Oh,
Alpha.
Y is millennials. Oh, okay, so we're Y. So it is Z behind us. Hmm. I didn't even know we were Y.
I love
Dang.
it.
Okay. I'm Y/millennial,
Okay,
and
okay. You're wild. Yes, okay.
I don't know what we calling them, but Gen Z apparently has decided that they are cutting out alcohol, and I'm excited. I'm very excited for them, and I'm
Listen,
very excited for that because I do feel like there's been a lot of clarity from the content that I've seen from that generation, and that makes
right,
me excited.
right.
I've seen a lot of clarity and direction and purpose and at such a young age, like very
Mm.
focused on their walks with God, very
Oh,
focused
yes.
on their calling in God. And I love to see it. So if that is the shift that it takes to bring more people to Christ, then by all means.
Listen, let them do them. I will just say
Yeah.
this. When I was in the store yesterday, the thing that
Mhm.
was standing out for me, which I didn't know much about, maybe because it's my age, THC is infused in so many things that
Yeah.
the folks in the shop was like, listen, we don't have a lot of wines, but we have a lot of beers, we have a lot of drinks, we have a lot of mixed things that have like THC, 10 milligrams, THC, THC. And so they were talking about that being the big trend in the store. Um,
So
and
Two Crazy Wines
yeah,
is launching a THC infused wines. Woman winemaker, and black winemaker.
yes, yes.
She's trying it out, and I don't know. I mean, I'm here for it. I am very
I'm
open to
like,
try
listen,
it.
do whatever you want to do. Do what you do. The other
I
thing
am
that
actually interested to try it to see if the integrity of the grape is able to be enjoyed around the
around all
tasting.
that, I'm surprised. I will be surprised.
I will be surprised too, and that's why I really want to try it. So I have participate. I have had the opportunity to partake in my lifetime in
Oh, sure.
THC beverages,
Sure.
and typically they need a lot of sugar to cover up the
Right.
added.
Right. The added. Yeah.
So I'm curious to try it, but
Right.
Gwen makes great wine, and so and her specialty actually is dessert wines. So
Oh,
I feel like Gwen makes great dessert wines. And so I am interested to try them.
now
See
this
what
is
it
not a wine, but I want to show you this. Have you seen these? Oh, wait,
I
let me.
have seen those.
So I never
But
noticed that it said this
oh,
women
I didn't
owned.
know this was women
I
owned either. Hmm.
They had so many different flavors of these little buzz balls. And the
Mhm.
guy was like, this is the young people's drink. They come in here, they buy these, they buy like three of these. There's 15% of alcohol in this
Oh,
little in this little thing. That's a
I
lot
was
of
gonna say
alcohol.
I've had them once or twice and I did not enjoy them, but
Listen, first of all, I'm not going to talk about it, but it said orange wine. It said orange wine, which I was like, "Oh, I like orange wine." Like I like orange wine, the green wines. But then it had rum, cream, pineapple. I was like, I'm not gonna say it's a no. This is for my daughter. I bought it and I was like, I don't know. I bought it because it said woman owned. And I was like, really? And the guy was like, you don't know about these little balls? These things are the hottest things. They're running out of here. And there was so many. I didn't get to put the photo. I took a photo of their display and they had like every kind of flavor, tequila and this and that. I mean,
I don't remember what I've had. I think I had it a long time ago. So maybe they've gotten better. I'm not here to judge. Maybe they've gotten better. You guys try it and let me know. But and I do enjoy a good cocktail. So I do want to say like I'm not so much of a wine snob. I actually do really enjoy cocktails and old fashioned is my favorite
oh,
at the
okay.
moment.
Okay.
So
Oh, that's a
I'm
grown-up cocktail. That's a real cocktail. But see, that speaks to who you must be as a wine drinker. If you can drink an old fashioned,
yeah, yeah.
you that's a grown-up drink.
And I like an old fashioned that is like sweet. So I had a Japanese old fashioned
Oh
at
yes.
a black owned restaurant here in Richmond, and it was very good. And it did have like they definitely added some syrup, so I do enjoy it when it is sweetened. I've
Right.
had it. To me, if I have an old fashioned that is traditional, like I need my orange peel. Like I need something to
Mhm.
offset strong ABV.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna hold you because I'm so happy that I had you here, but I do have a few quick
yeah, go
questions.
for it.
Are you a red, white, or blend girl? Red, white, or blend?
Blend,
Blend. Sparkling or still?
sparkling,
Sparkling. Sweet or dry?
dry,
Dry. Bold Cabernet or smooth Merlot?
smooth Merlot.
Old world or new world?
No,
New, really?
yeah.
Like what? Now you got me. now you got. Now I
I
gotta
mean,
stop.
okay, so New World, and for those of you who don't know, New World are the US and people who
Yes.
started making wine long after France and them.
Yes. yes.
So, um, a New World, I enjoy a California Chardonnay. I know some people, they have a reputation of being buttery, and I don't mind the butter. I enjoy a Oregon Pinot Noir. The best Pinot Noir in the U.S. comes out of Oregon, just my opinion. Um,
Ooh.
there's nothing like a Washington Merlot.
Mm-hmm.
Washington Merlot is thriving in the state of Washington.
Is
Um,
it?
there's nothing like a Petit Manseng out of Virginia. And New York makes great sparkling. I
Yes,
am a
they
New
do.
York girly, and I will say it is also that your old world wines definitely are. There's a lot of traditional winemaking methods, and sometimes they can be higher in acidity.
Mm.
And I tend to prefer my wines a little smoother.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy the complexity of old wines, but I'm a New World girly for
You
sure.
are absolutely based on what you just described. That's all New World. I think I'm now a New World girly, and didn't
Yep.
realize it. Okay, rosé all day or nightcap with port?
Rosé. I am not a port girl.
No.
I like it. And let me say so, and I'm going to say
What?
this because I had a doctor's appointment before I got here, and I was just like, I was so over the bad news she gave me, right?
Oh.
And so, and of course, it's basically like eat lettuce and stop eating
And
sugar.
stop eating, basically. Yeah.
So, right, stop eating, like just don't eat.
Just
And so
don't
I'm like, well,
eat.
I can just drink wine. And
Right.
so, with that thought, and
right.
effort to cut back my carbs, I probably will open some ports. Confession, I have ports at my house, and that is the one thing that I will open when people come over. They like sweets because I don't typically drink them by myself. But now, after the doctor visit, I need to put the cake down and probably have a port.
You can have the best of both worlds. You can have
Yes, and
dessert
that's it.
and you can have a little
I need
wine.
to make wine my dessert
Right.
because
Put the
apparently
two
the
together.
carbs are not my friend.
That's okay. Carbs are no one's friend, but here we are.
Well, listen, when you
Okay.
from the South, you born with a carb in your hand. I can't be out with a hot buttered biscuit. Like, what do you mean?
I know. I know. It's terrible. All right. Last two Chardonnay oaked or unoaked?
Oh my God. The steel that they age Chardonnay in is just not. I mean, okay, so whenever Chardonnay is aged in steel, it does remind me of like an old world Chardonnay. But I like the oak. I like the flavors that the oak
Okay.
brings out in Chardonnay.
Okay. And lastly, are you a solo sipper or wine with friends?
I'm a wine with friends. So
Wine with.
I like drinking. I like drinking with my girls. I like drinking. Yeah,
I
I'm a
love that.
company kind of girl.
Yes, I am a company kind of girl. I am a wine with friends. Although you got me going through this entire half bottle by myself. So I
Well,
will
no,
have
you're
to
not by
eat.
yourself. We're
Oh,
together.
that's true. You know what?
this is together,
We are
right? All
together.
of our friends with us
We
live,
are
so this is together.
together. Actually, not only are we together, but the folks in the chat are here with us. So please
Yeah.
hit the like, definitely follow both of us. Please subscribe. And please, Shayla, let folks know where they can find you, follow you, connect with you. Give them all the good socials. Give them all of that.
Yes. So seriously, guys, you can find me everywhere as Black Girls Wine. I
Yes.
go live every Wednesday at 4 and review a new wine, unless I'm going to be a guest on a
Yes.
show. And then, in which
Yes.
case, I will move to later that evening. But
Yes.
yeah, so you can find me Black Girls Wine on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes, I appreciate that. And I do have a slide just in case you all wait, let me go one more. Just so you can see, this is her IG, Black Girls Wine. Feel free. You see that 40,000 followers? Y'all need to get with her and follow her on Wednesdays. She is wonderful and I love her energy and spirit. And I'm so glad she was willing to come and be with me so that we could talk women and wine and
Yes.
have some wine together. So I'm going to say cheers to you.
Cheers. Thank you
And
for having me.
oh, thank you for saying yes. And when you decide to have the meetup, no pressure, no pressure. When you decide to have the meetup, we'll get to meet up. And then I can just bring you this Chilean Malbec to put on your shelf from the
Yes.
Stumbling Fairies. I can just carry it with me as opposed to figuring out, can I mail this? Is it going to be okay? It's all
Listen,
good.
don't risk it under this administration. We will
Girl,
just have
yes, we will just have to do that because they might want to be like, you trying to do something illegal, blah blah. Anyway, thank you all for being with us. Thank you all for spending this Wednesday wind down with us, and hopefully I will see you all soon and continue to not do all the things because we are constantly doing too much. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye. I love it.